Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday evening, January the 14th, and we have with us our Instagram Live program that I'm very excited to continue now in January of 2025. Hope everyone's having a good year so far, and looking forward to learning more and new wonderful things within the game of golf. I am looking for our guest, Eileen Vargas. She is already with us. So you're telling us about the course.
Yes, so like I was telling you, it's gonna be taking place on February 6th to the 9th. We're gonna be playing in both courses. The Country Club of Bogota has two golf courses. We played at Pacos and Fabio's Thursday and Friday, which is the shorter course, and with a Cucuya grass. And the other course where we call it Fundadores course or championship course, how they call it during the tournament, which is a longer course, different type of grass. We finished the last 2 days we played in Fundadores course.
Okay. That will be Saturday and Sunday where you have the most amount of audience present also for there.
Correct, correct. Yeah, we've been lucky to.
Mm. Oof, we're getting some difficulties here. Okay, we lost her again. Uh, okay, let's see if we get her. Eileen, we lost. Okay, there you go.
Here I am. I don't know.
You're playing tricks on me here.
Are you? I don't
I'm
know.
that generation that's not tech savvy, so I start panicking a
Me
little
neither.
bit.
I think it's talking to me a little bit as well. It's giving me some trouble. I apologize for that.
What's the difference between the two courses and when was the second one constructed?
Uh, Both of them. The first one was constructed. Well, the course has been from since 1914. Um, it's been, the country club, which is the oldest club in
Mm-hmm.
Colombia with golf courses. So it has, a long history with Colombian golf. So first they built, Fundadores course and Pacos and Fabios course, following,
Okay,
I don't know exactly
some
the
years
the
after.
date,
Okay.
but a few years after, and so both courses are right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Fundadores has water and different type of trees, different grass. So you look at a course that has bent grass,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and poa,
Yes.
uh, which is kind of a very common type of grass here in Bogota because of the
Right.
altitude. But the most common one is cucuya, which we have on Pacos and Fabio. So it just gives you it's a different
Feel. It's
uh,
a feel.
feel for it,
Yeah.
basically, when you play it. And it's shorter and a little bit tighter as well with the
Sure.
trees.
Sure. Well, thank you for that history because I'm sure not many people imagine golf being played in Colombia way back in 1914. So, I mean that in itself is probably a lesson to be taught in tonight's conversation.
Yeah,
So,
yes.
how long have you been there, and how did you get started in golf?
Well, to give you a little bit about my golf career and life, I've been, a golfer forever. I started playing when I was 4 years old
Mm-hmm.
in Ibagué. I'm from a different city. So I grew up playing with my family. I was able then to play it as an amateur, as a junior golfer, then as an amateur. I was able to represent Colombia as in South American events, world events, and then I went to play at collegiate golf at Pepperdine University in California.
Nice.
And following my career at college, I went to play and played at the Symetra Tour at the time. Right now, the Epson Tour. So I
Yes.
played there for 8 years, probably somewhere around that area. And since then, I've been involved, obviously, with golf in Colombia. And I've been lucky enough. I came back to Colombia probably 8 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I became part of the Country Club of Bogota team 6 years ago. So since then, I've been more involved with the tournament and with the event logistics and operation.
Excellent. Well, the Astara Championship in Bogota has quite a history. That has been taking place for quite a number of years as well.
Yes, that is correct. So this event has been taking place. This is going to be the 14th
Mm-hmm.
edition. Yeah, so the country club directly has been, very good partner with the PGA Tour.
Sure.
So it has been, nationwide, web.com,
Yes.
and now the Conferry Tour.
Yes. And just to let our listeners know a little bit, there's a series of the Astara Championship around Latin America, and I think the next one is going to be in Chile. Um, that really showcases the potential that exists for the game of golf in Latin America. As a matter of fact, right now they're playing the Latin America Amateur Championship. So there's a future. There's a great future in golf among Latinos, and I think that they will be soon representing us worldwide. So thanks to tournaments like you, really inspire the younger generation to get started and want to be golfers and play it. And I think it's more challenging now than 20 or 30 years ago. It was more difficult to get the youth more involved and really participating all the way through the end. So
Yes.
I think a tournament like yours really helps out with that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, an event that it has a great, uh, it brings very good emotion to all the golfers, different levels. It's a country event. It's something that just gives, definitely a good image for Colombia, for the
Right.
sport, and it just brings great players and a great experience for, our spectators, the members of the club, as well as
Mhm.
our sponsors.
Besides the junior golfers, and as we see the potential growing, how about new golfers that have been more involved into the game since the pandemic? And at least the history here in the States is that, in percentage wise, more women are being golfers now. How do you see that being played out in Colombia or in Bogota?
Uh, well, directly, at the club, I think we've definitely seen a growth in our golfers. We have, the number has grown. Uh, we have more ladies, ladies clinics as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as a national level, I think, um, I would think we have more tournaments as well, since, junior events, at
Mm-hmm.
that level and more. So definitely the number has been growing uh, since the pandemic, like you said. So it's just something that keeps growing. More people are wanting to be part of this beautiful game and
Yes.
just get to know it, and with tournaments and different events, it's just something that people are going to get more excited about it, and wanting to play and know the game.
Excellent. So with your challenges and obviously a very good golf career that you've had going on through college golf and everything, um, what advice do you have for the younger generation that are contemplating the idea of becoming um, uh, professional golfers and moving on with that golf career into the future?
Well, first of all, I think it's definitely a career that you have to be extremely disciplined, a different extremely committed to your dreams, to the work that you have to put in. I think over the years we have seen the amount of great golfers that are coming out,
Yes.
in different levels, females, male. So it's just something that is going to keep happening. I just think preparation is it's something that you're going to have to keep doing nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Competition is going to get more difficult,
Sure.
more difficult as time goes by,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a game that you have to be patient, persevere, and just try to go for your dreams. But it's definitely you have to put on the work and the preparation and be committed to be able to achieve, and be able to be part of a professional tour.
Right. And I think by having all those additional tournaments and experience, it's wonderful to open up that mind of expectations, whether it's boys or girls. There was be a time that you competed more little tournaments within your own club, and then maybe you started competing with tournaments with other clubs. And the maximum was more regional kind of tournaments. I think we're exposing the youth to more international gatherings that really makes them see how do they stand with the competition, how strong is the game with other countries, and trying different courses and different countries and the different types of courses. Like you said, your own area has two different golf courses with two different grasses. All of that is an experience. So I think we are preparing the youth sooner and better to see if they really qualify to be professionals, because I mean it's all what you said, the commitment, the dedication, and everything. But I think it's also the physical toughness and the mental toughness and in pursuing a game of golf, because whether you win or lose, you have to pack up and move on to the next tournament and start doing that all over again the next week. So mentally speaking, you really have to be 100% there.
Exactly, and mentally tough. It's never it's there are more times where you're gonna be losing in golf because you are playing against 144 players and only one wins every week.
Right.
So it's just something that you're gonna have to keep fighting for and be mentally tough to be able to overcome and keep practicing to moving to the next to the next tournament. But like you said, I agree. I think nowadays you have better exposure, you have more competition at an international level.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, at the country club, we were able to host the South American event last year in January. So we were able to watch, all the players they had, or also teams invited from the U.S., Scotland, um, New England. So I think they were able to uh, kind of taste their game in
Mm-hmm.
their own country, but with different competition.
Sure.
And so it was great to watch them. It's different how far they hit the ball, how they're playing the game, with technology and everything else.
Yes.
But it's definitely, you just have to keep training and getting better, and having that exposure is just going to give you, mental toughness, better preparation, and just be able to experience that type of
Right.
pressure in your
Right.
own country.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be very rewarding, but it's a long road ahead.
Yes, it is. It never ends.
So, how are the Colombian golfers? Are they going to be amateurs? Are they participating within the Astaras for qualifying? Or do you give openings to local talent, or do you? It's all Corn Ferry participants.
Uh, no, we actually, well, most of the players that come to our event, our field is going to be 156 players.
Uh-huh.
But from the exemptions that we have, we like to offer the experience and the opportunity to obviously Colombian players
Of course.
and Latin American players, which obviously it's a great experience and not an opportunity that they can access to very easy. So we actually are going to have one player from who is a member at the country club, a great amateur player right now playing in collegiate golf in Utah. His name is Esteban Jaramillo.
Yes.
Um, and we're going to have a we're trying and deciding with the committee how we're going to pick the following uh, picks, but our players are going to be Colombians and at the same time, or Latin Americans
Okay.
players.
Okay.
We also have confirmed Pipo Celia, who played last year. He's a Colombian player right now playing on the PGA Tour of Americas.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be a great opportunity for him where, we hope he plays very well, and it would be, good for the rest of his season during this 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so mostly, all the players that have their direct um, entrance to the tournament through the Conferi Tour because of their status, and also for the rest of the players that we have uh, be part of, being Colombian or Latin American players.
Right. We have seen, well, in addition to the big golf ambassador that Camilo is for Colombia, the time that you have been at this championship at the Astara, have you seen other golfers that have now turned into much bigger and popular names that you can at least brag and say, I saw them when they were at Astara?
Yes, definitely. I think it's, when you're here and you get to watch these players, at the beginning, they're probably during their rookie year playing on the Conferi Tour. You don't know what they're going to be. They're going to be the following stars. And
Yes.
we have had in the past. So we actually, you never know how you're going to get here, but we've been lucky enough to host Scotty Scheffler, Patrick Cantley, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, our Colombian stars,
Yes.
Camilo Villegas, Nico Echavarria, Juan Sebastián Muñoz, just to name a few.
Yes.
And I could go on with the list, but there are so many that come, and it's the beginning of the season. We don't know them, or the name is not well known
Mm-hmm.
here in our region, or they're just beginning their first year on tour. So, but at the end of the year, they end up being, they make it to the PGA Tour,
Yeah.
and then they become number one in the world.
Yeah.
So we actually, it's definitely a great experience. You get to see players that are, fantastic. I mean, the players that I just named to you, I
Absolutely.
mean, they're top 10 in the world and very well known. So yeah, I think it's definitely a
So
great event to come and watch, because you don't know, you might be
absolutely.
watching the next number one in the world.
Yeah,
So
start getting autographs from all of them and keep
from
them
you,
and
because
make
you,
sure you
you don't
say, I
know.
saw him.
I saw him. Yes, exactly.
And those are
It's
great
far.
names to have behind your tournament too. I mean, that also speaks very well of the quality, the product that you have there in your golf club, and the image that this tournament has for the well-being of golf all around in Colombia.
Yes, definitely. I think it has more exposure, and a bigger, uh, the players that we have had here on the course. You don't realize how great they are. And I could go on with the list, but it's just fantastic to be able to say, like, that player was here. He was
Yes,
playing here, and
yes,
now they're winning major events.
yes.
So it's definitely something very um, fortunate that
Mhm.
we have had those players here at the tournament.
Now, speaking of Nico Echevarria, I think he closed out last year in a very strong position. I think he really made himself uh, challenged and be seen among the world of golf.
Definitely.
I think we all have great expectations for him this year. How do you think he's going to do? Where does he play? Where does he train? Do you have a little feedback on that?
Yeah, well, not exactly. Obviously, I've been able to watch Nico over the years. Obviously, he's younger than me.
Hmm.
I played more tournaments against his and with his brother Andres, but to see has what Nico has done, throughout his career is just amazing.
Hmm.
We watch him play here because he played the event. Uh, I think two or three times
Hmm.
before he made it to the PGA Tour, and he kept grinding and practicing and getting ready, and just to see, I think his mental toughness, like we're talking about, he just reached that point. I think he's in playing his best golf ever, like he said in the
Absolutely.
interview. He was, he was in the playoff to win the tournament, the Sony Open, and he's probably been second after he won in Japan for the in the two other events.
Yes.
So he's playing. I think all the stats they were showing. He has had 24 rounds under par consecutive. I mean, it's just fantastic the type of golf he's playing. So I just think 2025 is just going to be a great year for him.
And
And
for Colombia.
for Colombia, obviously, and for Colombia. But with this game, it's so difficult that when you are in those peaks and those moments where you are really enjoying your game, because you are in, obviously when you're playing good, it's a
Sure,
lot
you're in a high.
easier
You have
to
a natural
enjoy
high.
your game and everything. So I just really think it's gonna be a fantastic 2025, and he's gonna keep knocking in that door, and hopefully he will get more wins on the PGA
Exactly.
this year.
Excellent. Excellent. We're all looking forward to seeing more of your event. Congratulations and good luck in February. You're pretty much around the corner, so I hope everything runs smoothly for you.
Thank
And
you.
do share information. You know that Golf Americas is always willing to support you and in whatever you need, and definitely supporting whatever is the golf of Latin America. So congratulations. I mean, with a course built in 1914, that in itself was quite a great information to share with us tonight.
Yes, definitely. Thank you,
Is
Sandra,
there
for the
anything different
invitation.
going on with the tournament this year, or it's pretty status quo? Anything new that some guests can see while they're there?
No, well, pretty much we're going to have, the same build up that we had last
Hmm.
year. We only have a couple of changes on the course, but just, kind of small changes that it just makes the course a little bit more difficult. We're hoping to, have good weather, because if it's dry and sunny, the course gets very, um, it gets faster and
Yeah.
a little bit more difficult for the players to hit their shots. But
Okay.
with their level, it's just kind of hoping it's going to be a little bit more difficult than last year. But
You need
it will depend on
you
the
need
weather.
a little rain to soften up the land there.
Yeah, we don't need that right now for the tournament. We just want sunny days and dry turf, so it's going to be difficult for them.
Okay, perfect. Well, Eileen, thank you again. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate the information you share with us, and we look forward to having you again soon with us.
Thank you, Sandra. We hope you can come and join us at the tournament.
Oh,
So everybody,
absolutely.
please
Absolutely. That would be
try to
great.
come and visit us.
Thank you very, very much and have a great event.
You too.
Take
Thank you.
care.